Are you aware? Are you aware?
Hey guys.
Are you aware?
Are you aware?
Hey guys, welcome to
Are you aware? Are you aware?
the show where we investigate into what's up with some bullshit, man. So today I wanted to look at housing. What's going on with housing in the United States? And you might ask, why look at housing? Why focus on this? And I would say, because it's one of the basic things of life, man. What kind of dumbass question is that, dude? So let's look at some of the numbers. Let's see what's up. How are we doing? Are we doing good at this whole housing thing here in this country? Let's take a look, man. Come on. So in this little investigation, the first thing I wanted to look at is rentals. 36% of households are rental households, okay? So this is a pretty big number of people. So the numbers on rentals in the United States, on renters, is pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. Here's some basics that I found when I was digging through this crap, okay? Between 2001 to 2018, renter incomes grew by 0.5%, while rental prices increased by 13%. And by the way, that's only to 2018. It's gone up even more now. That's a big gap for that. Okay, no more sounds. That's it. Okay, guys, so
Are you aware?
that there is a number, a very important number when it comes to housing and all this crap, which is how much of your income do you pay on housing, okay? And if it's more than 30%, of your income is going to housing, that means you are burdened.
Okay, you are burdened.
This was released in 2020. These are the most accurate numbers I could find for this crap, okay? These are the most accurate numbers I could find for this. But this is state by state in the US, the percentage of renters that are burdened. So they're paying too much. They're paying too much of their income on rent. Florida, 54%. Hawaii, 52%. California, 50%. Nebraska, 50%. It's pretty much every state is like almost half. You get down, oh wow, Ohio's doing great. Only 40% of the people renting there are paying too much of their income. In 2019, almost half of all renters in the United States were considered to be either moderately or severely cost burdened. So if you're renting right now and you're like, wow, I'm having a hard time, you're definitely very normal. Very, very normal in the US. You're almost as normal as
C.K. Louis.
That's okay. So simply put, this renting thing is really not working. It's not working. People are not getting paid enough to pay their rent, basically, in the US. That seems like it could cause a lot of stress and a lot of various other problems. To add to this problem, 69.5% of properties with 25 or more units are owned by for-profit businesses. In other words, like kind of corporate landlords. Why would that be a problem?
That's fine. It's not. It's fine.
This is from a couple weeks ago from NPR. Amid a housing crisis, renters challenge firms they say are being exploitative. And there's some interesting stuff in here. This lawyer, her name's Davidson. What is this lady's name? Ellen Davidson. She's a housing attorney with the Legal Aid Society in New York City, where 66% of households are renters, blah, 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 blah. Here's the important part. Davidson says corporate landlords often take value out of buildings. You raise rents, you cut costs as severely as possible, which usually means deferred maintenance, neglect, failure to make repairs, making buildings more dangerous, code violations, not dealing with problems and heat, blah, 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 etc. And I gotta say, I know this from experience, okay? As a rentor myself, I know this from current experience. You take a look at my apartment, sink all f***ed up, neighbors all weird, cats not letting me pet them. This is a crazy thing because what you're getting with this rental market is very, very high prices and not good quality. That seems like a good combo. I like paying a lot of money for things that are not very good. I like to do this. I like to put this into this. I mean, this is you see this a lot in every big city, these kind of apartments that are just like they kind of gouge people for money, and they don't really put because it costs, it costs to take care of these things, and we don't want to do that, This was kind of the focus for a while last year, was it? Yeah, last year when that apartment in the Bronx caught on fire. It caught on fire because like the heat wasn't working in this building. This building was really kind of falling apart. All these code violations and all this crap to save money. A space heater malfunctions, the whole building catches on fire. I mean, this is an extreme example of what's going on with this cost-saving stuff. So, a little bit weirder than what we think of as how markets are supposed to work. You wouldn't pay a lot of money for something crappy. Housing functions a little differently, because you need it immediately to not die. And home ownership, non-renting, is having very similar problems. This is just from a couple months ago, November of 2021, from CNBC. Home prices are now rising much faster than incomes, study shows. And look at this crazy graph here. Growth in U.S. home values outpaces that of incomes. Whoa, that doesn't seem... If you're trying to get people to buy homes, so if I rent, that's kind of a disaster. And if I... So the cost is way up here, and the amount of money I'm making is way... That seems like a kind of a problem. Here's this problem in a little bit more... in a little bit more specific terms. To afford a home in 2021, Americans need an average income of 144,000 bones. Stop it. Far more than the median household income of 69,000 bones. Jeez. Wow. So again, to go back to the theme of this video, housing, one of the basic things. What do we need? Some food, some little crumbs of food, so you could do that, and shelter to not die. And just by these numbers, we're not doing great. We're not doing great. We could be doing a lot better on this one. I would venture. I would go out on a limb to say that this is not perfect. This is from Market Watch, puts it in just even more plain terms. The average family can't afford to own a home in the United States, in most U.S. counties. And then it says, here's why. We don't need to read this. I think we know, because people don't have the money to buy them. Remember, you need 144 G's, and people are making an average of 69 G's. So there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch there, I would say. But guys, you know that I engage in hustle culture.
Hustle culture.
Okay, so I'm always figuring out some shit to do, man. I'm always figuring it out. So I actually figured out a loophole to all this crap, dude. I don't even have to pay too much attention, because I got a loophole. I got everything I need right here, man. Bugs, raccoons, old bagels, all that shit, dude. So, okay, this isn't just to be some kind of a Debbie Downer looking at the stuff. What we've looked at so far, I think, is we just kind of looked at the numbers, and the numbers ain't looking too good, all right? The numbers could be looking a lot better, I think. Okay, that's just on me. That's just my opinion. I want to see some radical solutions. I want to see some real crap people are doing. What's some real... None of this like, oh, hey, maybe you should just not have one of those... What are those cookies called? Milk. Those milk cookies that are like $8 for 2 cookies. It's like, oh, maybe if you just gave up a milk cookie for 1 month, then you could have enough saved. None of that nonsense crap. What are some real solutions people have out here? I heard about this story last year. I thought it was interesting, but it didn't resonate as much as it does now with this context, knowing these numbers, with this problem. But in Germany, the popularity of Berlin's campaign to expropriate corporate landlords shows just how few people trust capitalism to provide them with affordable, good quality homes. So what this means is in 2021, Berlin voted for the city to seize all these apartments that are owned by these corporate developers, and then for them to make them affordable housing. So whether or not this is actually going to happen is a whole different story. It looks like, and a lot of these websites are like, they can't do this and all this stuff. But definitely what this says is that these people voted for this. So they want there to be some kind of intervention where housing cost is lowered, made more affordable. Along the same lines, there's another article from the People's Policy Project. A plan to solve the housing crisis through social housing. Cities should expand their housing stock while avoiding luxury developments. Many American cities face a severe shortage of affordable housing. Yeah, we already looked at that. And not just for the poor, but well up into the upper middle class. This has gotten worse, by the way. This is from 2018. A recent report from Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies concluded the rental market thus appears to be settling into a new normal where nearly half of renter households are cost burdened or paying more than 30% of their income in rent. What these cities need is a dramatic increase in the number of mid-range and affordable dwellings to ease the price pressure on their rental markets. They should address the problem directly by constructing a large number of government-owned municipal housing developments. Unlike traditional American public housing, all city residents will be eligible to live there. This does happen in other parts of the world. Not here, of course. This has happened in other parts of the world, and it does have a good effect. Okay? I'll go on, read a little bit more of this. There are two major benefits to this approach. First, it adds new rental capacity in the housing market directly where it is needed. By greatly expanding the supply of mid-range and affordable units, it will both accommodate more residents and make existing privately owned apartments cheaper. Here's another important reason to do this. In addition, income diversity by definition prevents the concentration of poverty. So if you have some affordable units, you have like wealthier people living there, they'd probably pay a little bit more. And then people with lower income living in the same place has other benefits. In addition, income diversity by definition prevents the concentration of poverty, which is associated with all manner of severe social ills. It will likely also improve management of the unit, as non-poor people have a greater political voice and can better demand effective administration. Oh, that sounds pretty good. No fires, none of your crap catching on fire. It's really good to live in an apartment building with various different types of
perverts.
And again, this has been tried, and this works. This is not a remotely innovative approach to housing policy. On the contrary, European cities and countries have been following this general scheme for decades. In Finland, nearly 3/4 of residents are eligible for publicly financed social housing. And the housing authority has had marked success in ratcheting down homelessness. So a lot of people who are watching this are probably experiencing some of this craziness of the United States housing situation, let's just call it that. And for me, at least, looking at this, I've never really took the time to actually look at the numbers and put it together in my brain, but it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. We need to look at solutions that don't make you think.
You're a moron. You're a moron.
You know what I mean? So there we go, guys. Taking a look at one of the important things, of a society. I'm fat. This is you right now. Oh, I think I'm so fancy. I need to live in a place to not die. Oh, okay, man.
Well, guys, it's Friday, at least when I'm recording this.
If you're watching it some other time, well then, I don't know. You're not going to get, this part's not going to make any sense. But guys, happy Friday. Make sure that you get that ass out and party. And then, but you be responsible, so.
Uber cars.
And don't get into any
CK Louis
type stuff, okay? Thank you guys. Love you so much, and bye-bye. Hey guys, you're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Bookablega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away. And we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today for as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10. Or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys so much.